Ooh. Hey guys, market is about to open in 5 minutes. Live mark out. What do we have on our sessions? Asian session high here, low is here. Okay, London session low is here. Okay, London session high is about to be here. It's already been passed through on pre-market. Asian session. Asian session highs, lows. Okay. Let me check if you can hear me well. Asian session highs, lows. Okay, you can hear me. So, let's chat. Okay. Okay. They can open it somehow, but regardless, market is about to be open in 3 minutes. About the news, we did have those car PCE, parallel GDP news. They play out bad, but probably bullish for our confluences, and we'll have treasury sec bids and speaks. I know, actually, I haven't seen such a news before. I just don't remember, which is kind of probable. So yeah, we'll just be careful. It's 2 p.m. So okay, the only thing I have to be aware of is new home sales, and yeah, we're free to go. So yeah, market is some sort of in consolidation at the moment. Yeah, on the 4-hour we took significant draws on liquidity. We also took this gap, weekly gap or daily gap, don't know how to say it better. We took this significant draws on liquidity to the downside. So yeah, we're kind of in a consolidation, but I'd rather be bullish on this, at least unless market performs actual bearish structure and proper retrace and stuff. Also, we've made like a bullish SMT, right? Yeah, we've made kind of bullish SMT, which will be no longer validated as soon as we hit those Asia highs. So I have to be aware of that as well. On 1 hour, though, we are technically like bearish because we broke the structure here, but not here, but here we broke the structure to the downside, and technically we haven't changed the order flow to the upside just yet. But again, I can be sure. So I'd be worried because now we are in a consolidation. So I'd be really cautious about taking any sort of trades just yet. And yeah, we are having what we have on 1 hour. Okay, I was looking on the 4-hour all the time. So on 1 hour we are already bullish. So it's kind of good for me. But if we push till those Asia highs without me and then start into reverse, maybe I will consider bearish, but I'm not sure because those draws on liquidity to the upside and all-time highs simultaneously are actually looking solid. But I'd be cautious, but maybe I would consider bearish. Pretty much low chance of that to be actually happening, but it is possible. So it is still possible because of those lows haven't been taken out on Nasdaq. But again, not forcing anything just yet. By the way, on ES we also broke the structure to the upside. So yeah, Nasdaq is pushing to the upside pretty much. Yeah, let me launch my application on the challenge. As you can see, guys, on the challenge we are like yesterday was the first day of my challenge being started, so today is the second one. And yeah, we We won last day to like $250 or something. It's not bad at all, but we are staying patient on that because I'm not in a hurry to pass the challenge. Of course, I would like to. Holy crap! Wow. Okay. Okay. Never mind. So I would like to pass my evil because it's two-step funded on FTMO. I would like to pass the first phase as soon as possible, but I wouldn't like to chase that by the cost of breaking my trading rules and over risking. So I'd rather spend a whole bunch of time on that, and it could be probably boring, but working. That's the main thing I would like to emphasize in here. So on the 15 minute we are bullish and making kind of retracement now on ES to the downside. So if we take longs, I'll probably just take it on NQ most likely, but again we are making a bearish S&P with those highs in here because Nasdaq already took them out, S&P didn't, and yeah, it starts to reverse again. I won't be really targeting any like shorts since we are so close to Asian session highs, so I just rather consider that as a retracement to the downside, like 5-minute retracement or 15-minute retracements, because on 5 minutes we are already about to break the order flow to the downside. So I am seeing this as a fair value gap, which is being hit. Yeah, but I'm not really willing to look at the 15-minute gaps at the moment. Yeah, we are, but fulfilling it, but kind of hard to take a trade off of those random moves. And I like this those SMTs because here we've made a high, we made a huge wick, and it could be a bit of a trouble, to be honest, in the future. But since we're so close to Asian session house, I'm really bullish on that. But I just want to stay patient on that. And let me first mark out those goals on this FTMO application where I trade. Okay, so it's like about here, right? No, I'll take in a 5-minute, right? Okay, so I'll show you as soon as possible what exactly am I doing, but firstly I'd like to, guys, mark this out. Yeah, okay, mark this out on NQ. So the thing I've done is just marked out those Asian session highs on FTMO application because I trade in there. Unfortunately, I don't know how to synchronize my trading view with FTMO, if it's even possible. So I could trade directly on FTMO, take trades directly on FTMO, and you could see it. But I have to, like, I had to install a different application from FTMO, obviously, and yeah, so we're trading on that. For now, we are about to break the structure, break the structure to the downside on the 5-minute on both pairs, and yeah, this probably won't be a very fast day. It's kind of looking just like a 50-minute retracement, which I noticed before. I know if there is a like bearish candle or no. Looks like a bearish candle, to be honest, but I can be sure. Regardless, I'd anyway just look at that fair value gap on the 50-minute, and it's probably, yeah, in 10 minutes, if it's close inside this fair value gap, I'll really consider a simple retracement to the upside down. But the thing I don't like that, like, ES is actually making a good retracement to the downside, but on NQ, if we break the structure here and close in this range, it will be a bad thing for me because it would mean that we broke the structure to the downside on 15-minute, and to be honest, I won't really be a fan of idea of just because usually when the structure has been broken to Z0 side on 15 minutes, since I trade low time frames, I mean I'm taking trades off of low time frames, I would rather switch my bias to the downside, but I'm not really a fan of that idea since we were so close to those Asia highs. Yeah, that's not looking too solid for me. But again, we have to see and stay patient because on our 1 hour we are bullish, and regardless of how market performs. So if this 1 hour candlestick will be able to close in this kind of range and not break the structure to the downside, then I'll be bullish because I'm not really interested in any shorts today since we were making so low resistance, so relatively equal low highs on NQ. Yeah, so this SMT could potentially, I mean, with those highs, with those 5 minute highs, could potentially cause the ES, for example, to grab those London session lows, and after that, NQ makes some sort of retracement and reversal to the downside again to make it continue to fulfill like a fair value gap or something or equilibrium, and then retrace back on the 1 minute, and that the place where we're gonna be looking for the entry. Till those Asia session lows, Asia session highs. That's what I'm looking for, to be honest. But maybe I would like to consider shorts on that, but I know that thing, those like relatively equal highs are not letting me to do it with like by all my heart, and yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like if you can hear me. Okay, now you can see everything in here. Unfortunately I still can't open the freaking chat. Yeah, so this is it. Yeah, it's taking actually a long time. Hey everyone, if anybody's watching, because I can see it right now, because I can only see it on OBS, but it's showing it with a delay, so I'll be just switching to YouTube window to check if anything is happening. But for now, everything is fine. So yeah, for now I'm just looking for some sort of retracement to the upside, maybe taking longs, but since we are probably about to break the structure on the 15 minute to the downside on Nasdaq, they'll be actually pretty hard for me to just enter longs right now. I would probably, since if we are making SMT with those highs on ES and Nasdaq, so yeah, we're making this SMT, and this SMT could cause the market and particularly ES, to grab those London session lows. I marked them out with the green line, and Asian session highs and lows are red one. So I'm like targeting those, but not I'm not good. Like I'm looking for the market to take them out, but I'm not sure I'm actually gonna short until them being taken out. I can be sure. Maybe I'll consider shorts, but my overall bias is bullish. At the same time, I'm kind of confused because I'm not really interested in just marrying my bias if it makes sense. So again, I'd be cautious about today because we've made those relatively equal highs with on NQ with Asian Asia highs, and it's kinda looking like we're about to reverse eventually. Because on the 1 hour again, we are very bullish. Again, we just broke the structure to the upside on both pairs, to the upside on 1 hour, and making kind of retracement right now. So even if in 15 or 18 minutes this candlestick closes bearish, but inside like this equilibrium or at least not breaking the structure to the downside on 1 hour on any of the pair, then I'll pretty much be fine with the market first taking out London session lows, for example, on ES by the week, and then retrace back on the lower time frames, and that's where I'm gonna be looking for the entry. That's what I'm gonna be looking for longs till those Asia highs and NQ most likely. Again, completely depends on market price action behavior, because sometimes it's unpredictable. But I'm not really a fan of those signs of 15-minute breakout structure to the downside and NQ, because it's not really changing the overall idea of the day for me personally. But at the same time, it means that market won't just directly reverse back up to the Asia highs as I would want to. So today is probably going to be a long day. Trading day, so we'll probably have to sit here for a long time. But again, after 10:30, I won't be really likely entering anything, so I don't like doing that, because most likely after 10:30, even if A plus setup hits, it's and end up stopping me out. Of course, not always, but more often than vice versa. So yeah, I'm not looking for any trades after 10:30. So if in the nearest hour, nothing, like even a bit less, like 45 minutes, if the nearest 45 minute nothing happens on the market, then I'll call it a day, and as simple as that, guys. Let's see what the 5 minute is doing. Yeah, we're pushing to the outside, obviously. Like if they stay in here in this range on the ES right now, and we'll see it in literally 20 seconds, then I'll probably again considering move to the upside. But since NQ, oh by the way, now it's became going lower than ES. Okay, so since NQ is about to break the structure on 15-minute, yeah, we just broke the structure on 15-minute on Nasdaq, and since we have done this, I wouldn't be really looking for a nearest 1 minute break of structure to the upside and enter long, simply because market could pretty well, since that SMT just first take out those London session lows, those green lows I marked out, and then on the 1 hour would be looking like a huge wick, and then on the lower time frames like 15-minute and 5 minute, yeah, it will reverse back up, break the structure to the upside, then retrace back on the 5 minute, and then retrace back on the 1 minute, and then I'll be looking for longs. But kind of hard to judge the market off of today's price action, because Overall, looking we're looking like a consolidation, to be honest. So I could consider some random stuff happening on the market today, even if I don't want to. It is absolutely possible that the market is gonna do just a complete shit. That's why I'd be really attentive to the details. And again, those relatively equal lows on NQ are looking solid, and also this gap which haven't been taken out on NQ is also looking good. Because on ES, we did fulfill that gap and took all the liquidity to the downside, which we could do, but on Nasdaq we didn't. So probably Nasdaq would want to first grab all of that thing to the downside, or at least those Asia lows and those lows below them, and then retrace back to grab those Asia highs. Maybe, because I can't be sure. Yeah, because there is always a possibility that the market will just forget about anything and just do whatever thing it wants. Because I would like to long till those relatively equal highs on Nasdaq, but again, market is doing what it's doing and it's not looking any bullish, to be honest. So I have to consider that when decided either to take a trade or no. Yeah. From the Forex Factory, we are having nothing new, nothing special in here. Again, on 15-minute, yeah, we're staying in this fair value gap on ES, but it doesn't mean we simply can't go low any lower. And again, NQ just broke the structure to the downside, so we could very well just make a retracement to the upside and then retrace back down. So now I'd be really cautious.
Скільки зрителів?
0.
Заебись, блядь.
Как обычно.
Что?
Как всегда. Так, я пытаюсь там, может, хэштеги настроить. Но я еще не делал никогда стримов, и я не знаю, как они работают. Whatever. So yeah. Hey everyone. If anybody is out there. Containing this very bullish structure on the 15-minute and ES. On Nasdaq though we aren't, and just continue pushing down. Probably again, as I said before, probably just to take out those lows. Then retrace back up, or to take them out, retrace back, and then retrace back down till those red lows are maxed out, and they are Asian lows at the same time. So maybe I'll target those, but again, I'm not really looking for any shorts in here, at least for now, because those relatively equal highs on Nasdaq with those Asia highs are so damn solid that I'm really doubting of anything of any short bias just yet. And again, I was looking for longs on NQ. Now S&P is going higher than NQ even did. So yeah, not really looking for anything just yet. In my personal opinion, it's too early to make anything. Not because of the time, but because of the market price action. Because we are actually doing kind of random thing in here. Yeah, hourly we are bullish. That's why I still respecting my initial bias that badly. On the 4 hour, though we are bullish, right? Yeah, technically we are still bullish on the ES, but much less than on the 1 hour, because on the 4 hour we are looking like still technically bullish. Nothing has been broken just yet, not structure, but it's looking like we're about to break the structure. So we could go bearish on that. Maybe not, but again, that's why I don't want to take any sort of early trades in here, because again, I'm long. I would like to long in here, but I can't. Simply like because of I think it could happen. I actually want to see. I actually want to meet the requirements of my setup. Because again, I'd rather just not take a trade and miss an opportunity than just take a trade based on my naivety. I don't know. Because we've just started the challenge. We've had a good day yesterday. I don't want to break it all because of just my naivety again. Well, if I just not overreach, even if I entered badly, it wouldn't be awful, but I would like to stay patient in here. Well, the ES is about to start pushing to the upside, which is good for me. Because again, I was looking for longs all that time. But if we do not disrespect this 5 minute, then I'm not looking for anything just yet, because yeah, because it could be just a 15-minute retracement to the upside on NQ and then retracement to the back, retracement back to the downside. Two targets those lows on NQ, and even probably even further targeting those lows and this weekly or new day open gap. I don't know what gap is that actually, but we'll probably target that as well. On ES we already grabbed that, so ES maybe not that bearish, but Anki is bearish and I don't like that. Again, I'll probably consider shorting, but at the very last moment, because for now I'm kinda married my bias, even though it's not the good thing to do, but those relatively equal highs are tempting me. So I'll just watch the market. I don't want to make any sort of early predictions just yet. Yeah, on the 1 minute we are retracing back down right now on both pairs, making a huge week on ES, respecting this 5 minute fair value gap, not breaking the structure to the upside just yet on ES. On NQ we are bearish by any means, regardless of a perspective you're looking on it, and yeah, I'd be really careful about that at the moment. If you like I marked out this fair value gap because I really probably would like to see ES breaking the structure to the upside, like breaking this fair value gap then retrace back down on the 5 minute, like to some sort of equilibrium or a fair value gap which would be formed in the future, and then retracement back up on the 1 minute, because on the 1 minute I'll be looking for entries. So simple, but I'll have to stay patient to take that trade. What about new home sales? They're coming out in 3 minutes. That new news, by the way, yesterday there was no treasury sack best sound speaks, so it's only appeared today, but it is gonna be like 2 p.m. New York time, so I'm not really concerned about that too much. So I will just wait for the market to perform itself. Again, on the 5 minute on ES, we haven't just yet broken the structure to the upside. We got equal highs in here, equal, not the highs, but those highs are equal with the body of this candlestick. So technically we haven't broken the structure just yet on ES. On the Nasdaq, well, we are just bearish on Nasdaq. That's why, again, I don't want to enter bullish, enter longs just yet. Yeah, ES is looking kind of more long than NQ, but NQ has those equal, relatively equal highs. That's why I am preferring Nasdaq. Even forgetting that ES is a leading index to the upside. Again, I'm not making any sort of predictions just yet. Just want to look at the market, how it goes, and trying to play off of that. Because if nothing is happening, then no point for me to do anything and take any forced trades, in my personal opinion. So but I like the speed of the market because it actually moves. It's actually moving so slow at the moment, and yeah. Again, I'd like to see how this 5-minute candlestick closes on ES. On the 15-minute, we are again still respecting this gap. On ES, we are still in a bullish order flow on the 15-minute, which is good. But on the NQ, we broke the structure to the downside, and right now it's just looking like the market wants to retrace up and then go back down to grab those London session lows at least, and maybe even Asia lows again. Would be looking like a good setup, but since we are having those relatively cool highs on NQ, I am kind of not in the mood to take that. And even if I was right now, there was no setup that would allow me to take that. So okay, Nasdaq, we just hit this for a value gap a little bit on the 5-minute. Okay, so on ES we just broke. By the way, I'll get rid of this 15-minute for value gap because I don't no longer need it. On 15-minute, on 5-minute on ES, we broke the structure to the upside by this candlestick, and now we're pushing up significantly, to be honest. On NQ, we are also pushing to the upside, but again, this is the last fair value gap. So if we do not disrespect this one on the 5-minute, then we are technically still bearish. And look, let me give it a look how it looks on 1 hour on NQ and on ES. Yeah, we're very bullish. So it was looking just like a 1 hour retracement. And thing I low-key don't like is that ES is kind of looking higher and more bullish than NQ. And I don't like that because I was looking to take longs on NQ simply because it was also relatively equal highs. So yeah, then I have to decide on which pair would I prefer to take a trade on, but mostly I would still choose Nasdaq in my opinion. It's looking better in my opinion. Again, maybe I'm mistaken, but who knows? Yeah, so, but on ES, I will just show in a second what am I targeting, because I'm right now marking that out on FTMO. Yeah. So, I'm looking for... Fuck, I forgot what I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm looking for the NQ to break the structure to the upside. So on ES, if I decide eventually to take a trade or to take longs on ES, I'll target probably those highs, not the London, not Asian session highs, because they're simply higher. They don't have to be taken out. That's why Nasdaq is more preferable for me. Ты хочешь рыбу выкинуть? Ты хочешь рыбу выкинуть?
Чем она помешает?
Охладно там стоит. Охладно просто там стоит. Сгнила уже месяц назад, блядь.
Ты мусор выкинул?
Да.
Охуеть.
Ну я не выкидываю через неделю. Я сказал, что выкину,
Я
выкидываю.
неделю тоже не перекипаю.
Ну, в течение пары часов я обычно выкидываю после того, как сказал. Я когда выкидываю мусор, я пакет меняю. Сразу.
Так и быть. В течение пары часов я выкину рыбу. Вообще серьезно, я не хочу выкидать, потому что Шизера выкинул в мусорку и сразу полетящий мусор выносит. Ну ж воняй, наверное, пиздец. Це вона в лотку просто закрыта, мы ж не чуем запах.
Ну, тогда тебе было логичнее выкинуть ее перед тем, как я мусор выкидываю. Но...
Ну, вместе с лотком.
Да зачем с лотком? Его нужно помыть просто.
Я знаю.
Можешь выкинуть просто сразу пойти на сметник именно
Всегда
выкинуть.
есть кислоток?
У этого?
Не, ну что.
Я знаю.
Вместе с его лотком выкину.
В чем смысл? Да просто сходи с мусорник в 1 сантиметре от дома.
Ладно, пусть стоит.
Пиздец, да не надо тут стоять. Просто сходи выкини. Okay, guys, it's 10:05. Nothing serious is happening at the moment, so yeah, we're kind of pushing to the upside on ES. It's not looking bad, but again, NQ is still respecting this bearish order flow. I wouldn't be really sure that taking longs off of that 5-minute equilibrium on NQ will be a good decision, since we are bearish on a 15-minute, and yeah, on NQ. So дай печеньку.
Да хоть все нахуй, зараза,
А
блядь.
что, они невкусные?
Я их тоже люблю, но они вкусные, я их просто я их не хочу.
Просто не люблю.
Не, они вкусные. Тобі щось треба купити, там бідронці чи вже перекуп.
Ммм. Ммм.
Довго думаєш.
Шоколадку.
Ти теж не охуєвай. Вона...
А фильтры продаются в бедронке?
Не знаю.
Ну, что фильтров у меня больше нет, его надо помыть. Может, скоро.
Угу. Фільтр я тобі обіцяв вроді купити.
Угу.
Я не знаю, як ти. Так що тут
Поэтому
варіанти.
ти його
Або
сфоткав.
або ми вместе в Ашан підемо, або я тобі просто не бабки скину.
Я не уверен, что в Ашане они есть.
Ну це єдине, сука, магазин, не може бути.
В Росмане я сюда беру.
А, в Росмані береш?
Угу.
А в Ашані є Росман?
Не знаю.
Ну не в самому Ашані, а
Ну, я понял.
в тому огромному цьому зданні.
Ну, в принципе, все это здание принадлежит Ашану вроде
Ну,
как.
типа, да. Это не только Ашан.
Да, хотя, может, в самом Ашане есть, я не знаю.
Иду на су соседа на расчет.
Удачи. The thing I like, guys, is that for now on on NQ we're about to break that for value gap, that last for value gap, and if we succeed in that and break this in 1 minute, then that'll be good. Then I'll wait for a continuation confluence like equilibrium or for value gap or anything, and look for longs eventually. But if it's not happening until 10:30, then I kinda doubt I will actually do so. Okay, we broke the structure in the 5 minutes, that's great. So now what I would look for is a retracement back down first, and oh, it's a bearish candle, okay. So I'll be looking for a retracement back down on NQ, and obviously on ES, just why no. After that, I will look for the retracement back up on the 1 minute, because in 1 minute I'm gonna look for an entry. But I gotta be careful because if he breaks the structure again to the downside on NQ, then I'll just probably not gonna look for any trade today and call it a day. Again, I'll wait until the 10:30, but not promising that I'll take any sort of trades for real. Yeah, market is a bit slow right now, so I have to be real careful looking for any sort of entry and anything like that. So the thing I like is that ES is a little bit more short, shorting, more bearish, basically, in comparison with Nasdaq as it was in the beginning of today. But again, I'll be patient, and because it's a 1 minute time frame, we've made this retracement. It's a 1 minute. On the 5 minute, we haven't done any sort of retracement just yet, so I won't be really looking for anything just yet. Poo. Yeah, market is real slow right now. That's what I not really liking to see, cause whoa, wow. Okay, I was here for 40 minutes looking for entry, then it just bumped in a fun like a few in a few seconds is dumping. Yeah, okay, I'll just call it that. I don't have any choice because it literally just took everything that it could, and nah, aiming for that. Actually, those are looking good, but nah, I'm not gonna look for that since we already took significant draws and liquidity to the upside. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna look for entry till those highs, because yeah, they're looking good on ES, but I'm not gonna look for that. I am not gonna look for that. So guys, it wasn't fast day, but unfortunately, just before giving me an entry and possibly winning a day, giving me a winning day, market just bumped to my potential TP as I targeted and ended up not giving me an entry. So I just missed the trade, but I'm completely fine with that. Regardless, it's better than I would take shorts before when we would just start to bump down or something. Just it's better than nothing. Oh, by the way, we already took even those highs, and yeah, so there is absolutely zero targets. There are absolutely zero targets right now. Well, maybe I would be able to target those lows on the Asian session lows. I mean, and the thing below this, but Nasdaq. But nah, I'm not gonna really do that. So I'll just call it today, guys, and thank you guys for watching. We have got no trades for today, and day 20 goes to making $0 and losing $0. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. If tomorrow is, yeah, tomorrow is Friday, no news Friday, which is good, probably, and this is the last day of the month. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.